Picture this, it's December. But in February, you are Vusi. You're 25 years old, you're a front-end developer, and life is soft. It's Saturday night in Durban. Vusi pulls up to Max's lifestyle in his white Golf 8 GTI, black rims. The panoramic sunroof is open. He steps out, he adjusts his watch. It looks like a Richard meal. Well, it looks like one on Instagram. You post the picture. God's timing. The comments roll in. Danko, King, #softlife. You feel untouchable. You made 50 grand on a meme coin last week. You cashed out to your personal bank account and you bought the bottles. No one knows, right? It's DeFi. It's anonymous. But then, Tuesday happens. You wake up, your head is pounding. You check your phone and you see it. That dreaded SMS. Dear taxpayer, you have been selected for a verification audit. Please submit supporting documents for income declared versus assets owned. Your stomach drops. You start sweating. Why? Because you didn't declare the crypto. You didn't declare the side hustle freelancing. You thought, because you didn't get a tax certificate, it didn't happen. Right? Wrong. Vusi made a fatal calculation error. He forgot that while he was upgrading his lifestyle using some of his trading wins, SARS was upgrading their software too. This is known as Project Modernization 3.0, SARS' 3 to 5 year plan to shift to a real-time risk profiling system, leveraging artificial intelligence and data science to ensure compliance. Today, I'm going to show you the invisible AI that is tracking your Instagram, your car registration, and your crypto wallet. I'm going to show you the figures that could bankrupt Vusi. And most importantly, I'm going to show you how to survive it. Welcome to Vuyo Invests, where we learn how to master your money. Today we're tackling side hustles with the dark art of tax compliance. Let's learn together and get that bag, guys. Before we get into the scary numbers, we need to understand who we're dealing with. And I want to be clear here. This isn't about an enemy. This is about understanding that the South African Revenue Service is arguably the most efficient institution in our entire country. Eskom might fail to keep the lights on occasionally. Transnet might fail to move the trains. But SARS will find your money. Full stop. Right? Let's get into it. Most people think SARS works like this. You tell them what you earned, and they trust you. Look, that might have worked in 2015, but in 2026? Nah. In the old days, a human being had to sit at a desk and look at your papers. Today, it is an algorithm, artificial intelligence, and it connects to everything. SARS uses something called third-party data triangulation. Think of it like a spider web, and you are the fly in the middle. Here is exactly how they caught Vusi. First, the banks. SARS isn't looking for one big deposit that raises a flag. They're looking for patterns. If your account shows regular cash flows that don't match your declared salary, maybe freelance payments, maybe cash flips, the bank's AI flags that behavior. It sends a report to the Financial Intelligence Center, and SARS can see it all. There's no safe limit to hide behind. If your lifestyle doesn't match your income, the algorithm knows. Second, E-Natais, that beautiful Golf 8 GTI. The moment Vusi registered it in his name, the vehicle registry pinged the SARS database. The system sees a car worth 700,000 rand. But Vusi's tax return says he only earns a junior developer's salary? Beep. That's a mismatch. That's a flag. And here is the big one, cryptocurrency. It doesn't matter if Vusi uses Luno, Val-R, or Binance. He may think because it's crypto, it's a secret. Wrong. South African exchanges are now legally required to share user data with SARS under the OECD's Crypto Asset Reporting Framework. They know your wallet address, they know your deposits, they know your withdrawals. So, when the SARS AI looks at Vusi, it sees a GTI, it sees a luxury rental flat in Zimbabwe, it sees huge deposits from a crypto exchange. But on his tax return, Vusi declared zero extra income. The AI doesn't need a human to catch you anymore. It just sends the SMS automatically. And that is when the nightmare begins. Let's look at the damage. Pay attention here, because this is where they get you. Vusi is a front-end developer. He earns 65,000 Rand a month gross. After tax, he takes home about 48,000. Now watch the lifestyle creep. Rent in Zimbabwe with a sea view, 15,000. The GTI installment plus insurance, 12,000. Petrol and data, 4,000. Black tax and groceries, 5,000. That's 36,000 Rand gone before he even steps into maxes. He has 12,000 left for the month, if he's careful. But Vusi isn't careful. Here's the trap. Vusi trades leverage on crypto. In January, he made 100,000 Rand profit on a meme coin. He felt rich. He spent it on bottles and clothes. In February, he lost 40,000 trying to short the market. In his head, he thinks, I made 100K, I lost 40K, I'll just keep quiet. This is where Vusi gets wrecked. SARS doesn't just ask for the tax you owe, they add an understatement penalty. If they believe you intentionally evaded tax and hiding crypto is considered intentional, they can charge you up to 200% of the tax owed, plus interest. So let's do the real maths. Vusi owes tax on that 100,000 Rand profit. At his marginal rate of 45%, that's 45,000 Rand in tax. Now add the 200% penalty. That's another 90,000. Suddenly, Vusi owes SARS 135,000 Rand. Immediate payment. He doesn't have it. He spent it at maxes. He spent it on sneakers. He spent it on bottles to impress people he doesn't even like. Now, they garnish his salary. They can even attach the GTI. God's timing just became SARS collection. Now, breathe. It doesn't have to be this way. Let's look at Tumelo. Tumelo is a mining engineer. Same age as Vusi. He earns about the same, 70,000 a month. But his life is completely different. Tumelo is a bit of a tortoise, while Vusi can be seen as a bit of a fox. Tumelo doesn't trade leverage. He invests, he buys spot Bitcoin and Solana. He's learned to allocate to ETFs in his tax-free savings account. And here's the key. He holds his investments for the long term. Here is the golden rule that most side hustlers get wrong. And I need to be precise here, because SARS doesn't play games. If you buy Bitcoin and hold it for years, we're talking long-term, patient investing. SARS will look at the facts and circumstances. Your intention matters. If you're buying and holding like Tumelo, not trading every week, SARS is more likely to view that profit as capital gains. Capital gains tax is calculated differently. Only 40% of your profit gets added to your income, which you then tax at your rate. For high earners, that works out to a maximum effective rate of around 18%. But Vusi? He trades every week. He's in and out. He's chasing pumps. SARS views that as income. That is taxed at his marginal rate, up to 45%. Tumelo pays less tax just by being patient and compliant. Same money, different mindset, different result. Now, just for your information, if your side hustle isn't crypto, let's say you bake cakes, or you do landscaping, or even social media influencing, and you make under 1 million Rand a year, you might qualify for turnover tax. This is a special bracket for small businesses where the tax rate is tiny, sometimes zero, but be careful. Crypto trading usually doesn't qualify for this. This is why Tumelo did one thing Vusi didn't. Tumelo spent time learning and researching tax compliance. Then he consulted with registered tax practitioners, actual professionals, who helped him optimize his finances and create a compliant structure for his investments. He pays this person maybe 1,500 Rand once a year to file his returns. Vusi tried to save that 1,500, and it could cost him his car. Tumelo pays for qualified counsel, and he sleeps peacefully at night. That is the best ROI in the world. We call it the sleep premium. Vusi drives a GTI, but he jumps every time his phone buzzes. He lives in fear of the audit. He checks his banking app 5 times a day, waiting for the freeze. Tumelo drives a Toyota, a reliable, Legend 50. He declares his income. He pays what he owes. And when Tumelo puts his head on the pillow, he's free to fall asleep, at ease. Now, if you are watching this and you're sweating, if you're thinking, Vuyo, I messed up, I didn't declare my crypto trades from 2024, there is a way out. It's called the VDP, Voluntary Disclosure Program. If you go to SARS before they come to you, they will generally waive the criminal penalties. You pay what you owe, but you avoid the handcuffs. You avoid the 200% slap. You avoid the headline. But you have to move first. You have to be proactive. You have to choose to be Tumelo instead of Vusi. In closing, don't be Vusi. Don't let God's timing turn into SARS timing. Be smart. Be proactive. Learn how money and finance actually work. Consult expert practitioners. Pay your dues so you can keep your wins. Master your money. And remember, guys, I'm not a tax advisor. I'm just a mascot on the internet who wants you to keep your money. Go see a professional, a real one. And if you want to know exactly how Tumelo learned where to invest for his retirement, check out this video right here. Shup shup.